mistaken, but there's something here if I'm not mistaken. Usual feeling is just unimpressed, but I'm scared just to ask you if you're not taking. I need everything in front of me. I breathe to give you what you want from me. A little bit of time now we get so true. That little bit of time I wanna spend with you. I know you're right for me. I know, don't hide from me. You got good energy, so don't waste it away now, mama. Never really spun like this, creeping through my mind all night and day. I watch you like you're on my wrist. Come over, I need you right away. Never really spun like this, creeping through my mind all night and day. I watch you like you're on my wrist. Come over, I need you right away. Too old to be hiding our feelings, too young to just know what is right to say, too smart to be walking on ceilings, too soon to just go and celebrate. This shit is good, though. I wanna savor everything it's good for. God came for you, God came but no need for you to do anything but get to know me now. You're right for me, I know, don't hide from me. You got good energy, so don't waste it away now, mama. Never really spun like this, creeping through my mind all night and day. I watch you like you're on my wrist. Come over, I need you right away. Never really spun like this, creeping through my mind all night and day. I watch you like you're on my wrist. Come over, I need you right away, right away, right away. Come over, I need you right away, right away, right away. Come over, I need you right away. Never really spun like this, creeping through my mind all night and day. I watch you like you're on my wrist. Come over, I need you right away. Never really spun like this, creeping through my mind all night and day. I watch you like you're on my wrist. Come over, I need you right away, right away, right away. Come over, I need you right away, right away, right away. Come over, I need you right away, right away, right away. Come over, I need you right away, right away, right away. Come over, I need you right away. Never really spun like this, creeping through my mind all night and day. I watch you like you're on my wrist. Come over, I need you right away. Never really spun like this, creeping through my mind all night and day. I watch you like you're on my wrist. Come over, I need you right away. I know it's a lot to take in, but there's something here if I'm not mistaken. Usual feeling is just unimpressed, but I'm scared just to ask you if you're not taking. I need
Hey y'all. Hey Shy. What's going on? What's up, Miss Rod? Baby. Mm-mm-mm. This. I'm telling you, this show today is gonna be powerful because these are wolves in sheep's clothing. I mean, it covers so many different like topics in one freaking horrific. This is horrific, right? but it covers, oh, women know how to vent better. It covers men need to be in their child's life. Yeah, it does. It covers these things, right? This poor baby, which we're going to see. I don't know if y'all know about the story or not, but I'm just going to get all into it, right? Don't forget, guys. Yeah, I'm on early today. What's up, my replay gang? Thank you for coming in to watch the show. I appreciate you. Right? So it's so much to this, like you don't even know where to start at because this is crazy. But I'm gonna start with I think I'm gonna start with I'm gonna start with You're Triggered. The video credit goes out to You're Triggered, right? Then we're gonna get a little bit more into this, but this is disgusting on all accounts. And I would just like to say,
I'm back with another triggering topic.
Rest in peace to that young man. He did not deserve this, but let's go.
Now, I read up on this case, and after doing that, I think that it may have possibly been able to have been prevented if people took violence and misogyny against women seriously.
Exactly.
But I'm going to show you guys how I came up to that conclusion. But first, I want to play y'all some clips, and I'll be right back.
The grieving mother of the 6-year-old boy beaten to death with a piece of lumber is speaking exclusively to ABC7. Her son's babysitter, Ernest Love, is charged with murder and torture. Orange County reporter David Gonzalez has the heartbreaking story.
I was genuinely blindsided. I trusted him with my son.
Charlene Safour's heart is crushed, knowing the person she believed would take care of her son, Chance Crawford, instead caused him unimaginable pain.
He died a brutal death. It was brutal. He did not deserve to go out that way.
You did that, man. See that? There's going to be a lot of stuff you're scared of, but it don't matter. You got to push through it.
Okay.
You did. This is one of the many videos Ernest Lamar Love sent to Chance's mom anytime.
Now, look at the man's face, right? Look at the man's face. So she had let this man keep her son before. And these are the videos that he have sent the mother. So before we get on the mother, let's just keep in mind, I said wolf in sheep's clothing, right? So it looks like everything is okay. He looks like he's a cool guy, right? And it's not like he's a stranger. It's not like he's her boyfriend. It's not like he's somebody's that she's dating, right? So we're going to go on to why he was trusted with her son. Why was he even trusted, right? Why was he even trusted? So I stopped it here so you guys can hear, right, all of the hey, you could do this, right? Which these things is supposed to come from the father, right? Right? These little you could do this, and this is supposed to come from the father. And this is how these wolves sneak into your kids' lives. I'm not talking about dating them, or it could be a coach. It could be anybody, right? These are wolves in sheep's clothing. So don't say, oh man, she better know how to date, right? No, that's not her man. It was not her man. It wasn't dating, right? And like she said, if they would have cared about things that happen to women, this could have been avoided. You should see as we go down this rabbit hole, right? But, It's like when you report these stories enough, like they never get better, right? They never get better. And it's like women, we're so desperate, right? We're so desperate. And there's nothing wrong with us being desperate, but we're so desperate in the sense of, hey, daughters of the sea, how you doing, my sister? Always good to see you. Peace and blessings to you, love. We're desperate, not as in for a man or something, but we're desperate for help, right? And then we go enter these sheeps for what we think are sheeps, but they're really wolves, right? What's up, the word, right? They're really sheep's, wolves in sheep's clothing, right? So these are the things, or he will be the guy, quote unquote, woman will look for, right? He would be that man, right? And he got everything going for him. Well, let's carry on.
And he babysat.
He came in my son's life just as a male figure. He taught him things. He helped him overcome certain fears that my son had.
But on August 30th, Sephora's life began to crumble after she dropped Chance off at Love's barbershop in Placentia before heading off to work at St. Joseph's Hospital. Later that night, Love called to tell her he was rushing Chance to the hospital.
He did tell me that he was doing jumping jacks. He had him working out and he fell and hit his head. And that's what's hard for me because I believed him. He told me.
Prosecutors say Love had beat the 6-year-old with a piece of lumber for wetting his pants at a park, then poured hydrogen peroxide on the open wounds and forced him to exercise until he collapsed.
How could you do this to a child? Like, it doesn't warrant what happened.
Love, who went by Azariah, was part of Amazing Church in Lake Elsinore as a minister and prophet.
He did the right.
See? You see this? He was, these are the people that's in your church. Because see, he was supposed to be a prophet. And it gets even better, right? It gets even better. These are the men that you quote unquote in your church, all in the name of their Jesus, or all in the name of their God, because it's not our God, right? But we keep getting fooled by, we have to learn how to use our mind's discretion, right? We can't just keep taking people at face value, right? We can't keep thinking because they go to church, they look nice. Like they always tell women to vet better. Well, this would be the perfect man for any woman. The perfect man for any woman, right? It is, oh, yes. Oh my God, sis. Oh my God, sis, daughter to see. This is why we got to keep stopping this and breaking this down. Because you women have to understand. You have to use discernment in everything, right? You have to observe people for a little bit, right? Stop saying, oh, I forgive. Throw that forgiveness shit out the window. Your life depends on it. Your life and your children's life depends on it. And again, the attention that when you have these narcissistic people, right? You don't know who their targets are. But his method was, the father cannot be involved. So he's, as you saw in that little clip, He's doing things that a father would do. And that's what women look for, right? Not to date or nothing. Like I said, it could be a coach. It could be anybody that you feel that can give your son that masculine energy that he's not getting from his father. So women search. They find programs. They go to the church. And as we see, they're in there too. They're in there too.
Right things. He helped people move. He
collapsed.
How could you do this to a child? Like, it doesn't warrant what happened.
Love, who went by Azariah, was part of Amazing Church in Lake Elsinore as a minister and prophet.
He did the right things.
No, he
helped
did
people
not.
Moved.
He did not.
He helped give advice. Like he's, help people, start businesses.
But
you see, again, vet better women, right? This what they telling you to vet. They're telling you these are good men. And nobody, and he helped. We're gonna see. I'm gonna keep it nice and slow. But I will speak on the other pastor. This is another reason why we are deceived. Because the pastor said he did the right thing. He helped people. No, he's a wolf in sheep clothing. Call it what it is. He's a liar. He's a manipulator. He's a liar. And he's a deceiver. Call it what it is. Don't make it seem like he did good. It wasn't real. It wasn't real. Call it what it is. Call that man what he is. You're still trying to put some human in this man. He's a sociopath. Call it what it is. He helped people. No. That devil just got his way into your church. He infiltrated the church. And as we go on, you're going to see why. You're going to see why. That's why when God said trust no one, he said trust no one.
He had been suspended from his roles due to inappropriate behavior with women. They never suspected he would be capable of doing what he's accused of.
He's been suspected. Now, he could violate women, right? And look at this. Look at this. Look at this damn devil here. Look at this devil. He's out there abusing women. They turned a blind eye. They turned a blind eye to that. It said they would never think he would do that to kids. They would never think he would do that to kids. We've been
roles due to inappropriate behavior with women. They never
inappropriate behavior with women. Right then and there, why would I give him a spot with kids? But let's go.
Suspected he would be capable of doing what he's accused of.
We poured so much into him and he failed us. He failed us. He failed our faith. He failed us. He failed Charlene.
Most importantly, they say he failed Chance. Chance died on Tuesday after being declared brain dead and taken off life support.
I want justice for my son because he did not deserve that.
This is just an absolutely heartbreaking story. Now Chance's mother is urging other single mothers out there to be extra vigilant as to who watches their children so something like this never ever happens to them.
Starting my notary business completely changed my life. I got a pay raise.
A tearful goodbye to 6-year-old Chance Crawford as a grieving family tries to remember him in happier times.
Oh, sweetest kid, you know, he's a bundle of joy.
But amid the tears, there's anger as Chance's family just found out the cruel and brutal details of his death.
It hit me like a ball of fire, bro. And
now this would be Chance's father. Where is the outrage, right? I would be so outraged. That man would never had made it to the court, right? He would never had made it to the court. That's his father. This is why y'all can make a million videos talking about women all you want. You could talk about child support all you want. You care more about child support than your child's life. Than your child's life. Something that you help bring into this world. A lot of children are abused in some way, form, or fashion, even if it is from their own mother. Daddies don't know nothing. All they worry about low child support. They don't want to fight for the kids. They worry about child support. They ain't even worry about a phone call to say, hey, how you doing? You all right? You okay? Oh, but the mother this, but the mother that. But the children are suffering. The children are suffering. I don't know when we're going to get it together. I don't know if it will ever get together. There's always going to be some real men out there, who say, you know what? I don't care about this child support. I'm going to go to court and I'm seeing my kid. Because little do y'all know, 18 years go by real quick. 18 years go by really quick. And a lot of times men are not on child support for the whole 18 years, right? It depends on when you break up with the mother, right? You could have been taking care of your kid. It's not so many cases where like you've been paying child support since day one, right? So we got to take that in notion, right? You may be paying child support for maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years, right? You and her could have broke up when baby was 5, 6, 7. Sometimes women don't go for child support till their child is 10, 11, or 12. It's only a couple of years. It's not 18 full years that you're paying. Pay it. Keep your child alive. Keep some of that torture and torment away from them. Now, this man right here, Mr. Vince Crawford, he's thinking about that right now. He's thinking about that right now. All the things he could have done to have been more involved in his child's life. That the next man is sending videos of showing quote fake love to his son. That the mother think, yeah, my son need this. Look at that face that his son, look at this face that the father has right now. He is sitting up here. Hey, Jack. He is sitting up here thinking all about all the things he could have done more in his son's life. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And you can't say, oh, well, nah, not just the mother trusted him. The people at the church trusted this man. He was with the youth, right? Forget about him beating up on the women, right? That didn't matter. That don't matter. We're going to trust him with the children. So that was his job, right? He chose that job for a reason.
Man, it's just been tragic.
Last Thursday night, Chance's mom went to work an overnight shift at the hospital and dropped off Chance to be babysat by a close friend of hers, someone apparently she met at church. At 1 a.m, that man, 41-year-old Ernest Lamar Love, carried little Chance, who was unconscious and barely breathing, into the ER at Children's Hospital of Orange County, claiming he fell.
It was a little suspicious because there was a lot of police activity.
The Orange County District Attorney's Office says it was far worse. They believe Love tortured and beat that little boy because he wet his pants at the park. Investigators say they have video of Love walking into the barbershop he owned, carrying a large piece of lumber with Chance reluctantly following behind. Once inside, Love allegedly beat him so badly with that large piece of wood, flesh was missing from Chance's butt.
Like, how can someone that's portrayed to be so much of a saint can do this to an innocent young child that's only 6 years old?
It somehow gets worse. The DA's office says after the beating, Love poured hydrogen peroxide on the open wounds and then made the 6-year-old do push-ups, sit-ups, and jumping jacks until he collapsed. Horrifying details the family can't get out of their heads.
Devastated, shocked, didn't know what to think.
Sonia and Dr. Jason Welsh of Amazing Church in Lake Elsinore were with Chance, his mother Charlene, and Ernest at the hospital, all members of their church. They say Ernest told them Chance had had an accident.
He had socks on and he was doing jumping jack, fell and hit his head.
But the injuries were so severe, they say Ernest's story didn't make any sense.
When I got there, you could see the bulging on the side of his face. For me, it looked more than just a fall.
Sonia and Jason have known Ernest for more than a decade. He served as a minister at their church, and they say everyone trusted him.
We're crying over Chance. We're consoling.
No, Pastor. You play a role in this because you knew he had a record. You knew he had a record of violence, Pastor. But y'all chose because it's a woman said it, right? These are things that was said. So you decide to put him with the children instead of taking heed to what was said, Pastor. You don't want to call that man what he is. I would not come on TV knowing that I effed up. I put this man in that predicament. I put him in the place that he's in. You gave him that position, Pastor. If he didn't have nothing against him, maybe. But you knew something was wrong, Pastor. You knew. Yeah, you did. See, this is where maybe she ain't gonna sue. Yeah, I will sue your ass. That's a job you gave him. I don't care if it was a non-paying job or not. That is a job that you gave him with you knowing his history, and you put him with the children. Talk about he helped people, he this, he that. Okay, he's also an abusive man. You knew that also. You knew this. You can't,
Served as a minister at their church, and they say everyone trusted him.
We're crying over Chance. We're consoling Charlene. And then we're over here like, man, what happened to Ernest? Like, what? We're losing 3 people to this. We're losing 3 persons.
Magic. Especially because it seemed
we're losing 3 people. What? We're losing 3 people? You supposed to care about that monster? Well, let's go.
So out of character for him in particular.
Yeah. They're telling me that he was loved and respected, and people went to him when they had problems.
Which is why
wolf in sheep's clothing. That's what narcissistic people do. That's what overt narcissist people do. They let people come to them and gather what? Information. That man had information about everybody. So he knew how to get his supply. He knew how to get his supply. This is a problem we have with overt narcissistic people. They do all yeah, they so nice. We hear this all the time. All the time. I just can't believe such because they were so such and such. But then when somebody say, hey, they did this to me. This is what they did to me. They beat me, or they beat the child. Or in his case, they seen his record. They knew his record. Narcissists play that stuff so good, you forgot about the man record. And you sent him to be with the kids. And now you're trying to cover yourself up. Trying to cover it up, take away your guilt for not doing your job and vetting him as a pastor. I would never. I don't care. I seen the man record. Man got a record. So we don't use discernment anymore. There is no, I don't know, but this is what I ain't gonna do. Right? He could come serve the Lord all he want, but I will not place him anywhere. He just come on and serve the Lord. If he want to fix electricity, paint, yeah, he could do all of that. But
She trusted him with her child.
I think somebody could snap.
I'm sorry, you guys. I know that was probably very triggering, and I know that it was truly disgusting to hear a man that abused and unalived the child, because this man had been suspended from his duties due to inappropriate behavior with women. Why wasn't he kicked out of the church? Why are people still allowing him to be around? Why is he allowed?
Not to mind you, I did not see this. I'm saying the same exact thing. Remember, I told y'all only watches a little bit of the video to see if there's any music. But I'm saying the same thing. You knew this. You knew of this. Why would you keep him in there and have him? Go ahead, girl. Don't forget the video credit for this is you've been triggered. That's the video.
Out to babysit. Why didn't the lead pastor and his wife warn this woman about this man's behavior? You guys said that you knew this man for over a decade.
That's what I said.
He's being inappropriate with women at your church at 41 years old.
Thank you.
And that's not a red flag to y'all. Y'all still think that he's a good man and someone to go for advice and someone to be watching people's children and so-called mentoring people's children? A man that preys upon women in any way does not possess good character. And you don't know what he may or may not be capable of. And if people took men overstepping boundaries and violating women seriously, then maybe this wouldn't have happened. And I was looking in his eyes, and I saw the same eyes that I oftentimes see in men that commit horrific crimes.
Yeah, it's
those same dead, lifeless eyes.
Yeah.
Now, I saw this posted on a blog site. Now, I couldn't find any news articles on this, so let me just say allegedly. But I saw this. It said that he had been suspended due to inappropriate relationships with women, and the news did report that part of it. But it says here that a former member said that every few months he would have a different woman there at the church. And it was also noted that he had a previous criminal background from 2016, which is child abuse and endangerment, corporal injury of a spouse, and disorderly conduct. And what's crazy is, y'all see it, this blog said that this happened in 2016. So
now you know this man for 10 years, right? He is corporal injury. This in 2016, right? Corporal injury of a child. The pastor knew, right? He was not guilty for that. child abuse and endangerment, guilty. Corporal injury of a spouse, that would mean his wife, guilty. Disorderly conduct, guilty. Bringing different women in and out the church, guilty. Guilty. Yes, blink to the blink, blink, baby. The problem we're having here is now we have so many big mega churches that, like back in the days, it was smaller, right? And you had the mother of the church who looked like a real mother of the church, right? They was there to watch the kids and all these other things. The church doesn't want to take any blame for this. What's up, Mimi? I was telling you happy birthday. You done dipped out and stuff. But happy birthday to you. Now, the church, again, does not want to take any blame. The church gonna take all this blame. The church gonna get all this blame and then some. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to shake this church up. The church will have to be shooken up, baby. Mm-hmm. You gotta take that word out. Take that word out, Mimi. But yeah, take that word out, retract the word, and write it differently. Okay, Mimi? Thank you, baby. Y'all know how YouTube is. You gotta be careful with the words. Don't worry, I got some more parts of this coming on.
So the lead pastor and his wife would have known him around this time as well. So why the heck was he still in the church moving around where he could actually be in a position to watch someone's child? And I really feel like the whole church failed this mother. And I understand that she needed help watching her child so that she could work. And she probably felt like, what better place to find someone that could watch my son or help watch my son or even mentor my son? What better place would it be but a church? And, I don't want to victim blame the parents. I really don't. But I really am angry at the pastor and the pastor's wife because a lot of people put faith in the fact that they were in a church. And oftentimes that trust is misplaced. And the thing about them is that they still gave me vibes that they were still giving him some type of grace, even while they were speaking. And I ain't like that because he didn't deserve any grace at all. What he did was absolutely horrific. And he didn't have to do that. You end a baby's life because he peed on himself. And, like I said earlier, I really believe that quite often people don't take allegations of inappropriate behavior at the hands of men towards women very seriously. And they think, oh, that's no big deal. He can still be a great man, because that's just how men are. And that's not what it is. Because if you are violating or having inappropriate relations with women, you're not a good person. And I feel like that's what the church was trying to hold on to, because that's why he was suspended, but he was still able to be in a position in the church where he could still gain the trust of women and still gain the trust of mothers. And I just wanted to say to anyone listening to this, I don't feel like you can trust anyone anymore. No one, no men, no women, nobody at all with your children. And I'm going to say this may be controversial. If you're a woman and you don't have children yet, but you do want children, I do feel like if you're not in a position to stay at home with your children until they at least can become of school age, and you don't have a support system of people that you deeply trust that can watch your child when you need to go out or you need to run errands or you need to relax, I feel like if you don't have that, then you shouldn't have any children moving forward, because it's just too risky. Because the world is getting worse and worse and worse, and no one, and I mean no one, is being spared from the ugliness and the violence that the world has to offer, not even the babies. But I just really wanted to bring awareness to this case. I don't know everything about it. I don't know everything that occurred or anything. Something else might come out in the future, but I just wanted to let you know, if you're a mother, please be careful. Please be careful with your babies, please. And I just want to let all my sisters also with children that may not have the best support system, just be aware. If you have to leave your child with someone, be aware. Watch them like a hawk. If you see any red flags, you get any type of weird vibe, please don't leave your child. Even if you know you had to go to work, it's better that you would miss that day than to come back and your child not be alive anymore. And please really background check and look into the background and the character of whoever you are trusting with your children, even if they look good on paper, because we all know that there are a lot of people out there that are living a lie. But you know what? I digress. If you watch this whole video, please do me a favor and drop a 2 in the comments. And you already know why, because what? This man is boo boo. And you know what? I don't even know if I can say that, because he's not even boo boo. He's just utter filth and scum. And I really feel like it would be insensitive to give my whole speech that I normally do at the end of my video. So I'll just say this. Please, ladies, just drop helpful ways that you feel can help protect mothers and children from men like this in the comments. Anything that you've learned being a mother, any ways that you know to weed out people and to check red flags to protect.
Woo! We got some. We're gonna do some more. Same case. All right. Let me just put this little banner up there because it look good. This is fair use, right? I'm gonna just put that little banner up there because it look good. Right? Here we go. Hold on. Not this one. I'm gonna get to that. Now I want to get to the one where I deal with it. When the lady was speaking. Hold on. Is this it? I don't even know. Hold on. Well, we're going to listen to this one anyway. All right, let's go. But it was the lady from the church, and she was speaking upon this, which means a lot of people knew that this man was a wolf in sheep's clothing.
If guilty of what he is accused of is an actual monster, and it's very much looking like he is guilty. But for the purposes of today's discussion, this is all alleged. Ernest is 41 years old, and he works as a barber in Placentia, California, which is about 35 miles southeast of Los Angeles. Ernest Love is a longtime member of a Lake Elsinore church called Amazing Church. He has been attending that church for over a decade. But Ernest was problematic. In fact, he had been recently suspended from Amazing Church due to inappropriate relationships with women. According to members at Amazing Church, it was well known that Ernest had
Now, you see, he has been suspended a couple of times when it was inappropriate to women, right? But you sent him to work with kids, right? Did the mother know about this? Did the church notify people about this man? What did they do to protect the people in the church from this man? Just because somebody walked through the door of the church does not make you automatically, all your sin has been washed away and you're a changed person, right? If he's constantly doing things, he already has a record, and he's constantly showing you he has not changed as a person. What did the church do? And like she said, all this is alleged. But what's not alleged is that record is not alleged, right? That's what they have. That's not alleged. That would be public information. So with you knowing that about him, and then on top of that, you have people stating what he's doing to them, right? What did the church do to protect their flock? And then you wonder why a lot of people, they don't want to go into the churches no more. It's a lot of people, it's sad to say, a lot of their horror stories come from the church. A lot of horror stories come from the church. Oh, this happened to be a church. That happened to be a church. Oh, this happened. That could be for children. A lot of children, if you listen to a lot of their stories, things happen to them in this institution they call church. Remember, church is a building, right? Nobody is using none. They'd rather use scripture, right, against women all day. They rather use scripture to defend their beliefs, but they're not using scripture to save people for real. Is scripture in there, right? We ain't going to turn away the Bible, right? But they don't tell you. You're not. God said, trust no man. You don't. Everybody ain't got a good heart. He told you to use discernment. He knows people's heart. But if I know I'm a terrible person, the same way Nick Cannon, I was going to show that, but I ain't had the time, but I'm going to still show it. Even he said, to get women, right? To get women, he used to manipulate them and make them think he's a church-going guy. He's all about God, right? So you hear people say these things, but you don't use discernment and you do not watch their actions. But these are the same people that tell women they need to vet better, right? You need to vet better. That could be for women too, you know. You got a lot of women in the church. But they're quick to point that out though, right? They're quick to point out all the righteousness that goes on in church when it comes down to women. They are not quick to point out, because a lot of them are too, right? If I'm a pastor, I'm not talking about this guy, but if I know I'm a womanizer, why would I point out womanizers? If I know I'm in a patriarchal system, why would I talk about it? It's, oh, he did it to a woman. Oh well. Why would I point out all these things about men? There's nobody checking men. When women get checked all single day, all day, every day, women get checked for their bad behavior, right? And they got bad behavior. But these men, down to our pastors, are not checking these men. You think you can't kick somebody out of church? You think you can't say you're not welcome here? Or you could come in and pray all you want, but people, women, he's not a good suit for you. That would be the honest thing to do, right? That'd be the honest thing to do, is say, stay. Stop telling this man your business. No, don't leave your kids around him. This man has a racket. That would be the honest thing to do. Talking about he helped people. What? So it's a lot of kids this man was around. And he acting like he's giving them this tough love, and I'm going to build them up, and I'm going to teach these young boys masculinity. I'll tell you something. You can't teach these boys masculinity. They were born with it. They were born with it. And the ones who ain't got it ain't gonna get it, right? The ones who ain't got it ain't gonna get it. They're gonna be the way they are. Now, if you want to teach them values, yeah. But you people thinking, well, you need a man to do this. You need a man with tough love. Yeah. Key word, tough. The key word is tough. So now they grow out in the world thinking in order to teach love, it has to be tough. All right? It has to be tough. You don't teach them other ways, like how to do things. Love, you could teach them rules and regulations so many different ways. You could just tell a child no, right? No.
Multiple relationships going on at once, and that he was lying to several of the women about those relationships being exclusive. One member said, every few months, Ernest would have a different woman there at church. That was Ernest's MO. I guess he would meet women through the barbershop or maybe at a club, and he would tell them he was a godly man and that he wanted to take them to church with him. Even more disturbing is that Ernest worked as a minister within that church. He had been going to this church for so long that he'd actually worked his way up to being one of the ministers. Who was he working with? Children. He was working as a children's minister.
See?
People in the church who observed Ernest working with children had concerns. They said of him, quote, he was kind of stern. He would get angry about certain things. You could see it on him, but I never saw him take it out on the kids. Well, you wouldn't see that in a church, because if you did, he would be in jail. Predators and abusers aren't going to be abusive in public. That is why we must learn to see red flags, and we must learn to pay attention to red flags.
Thank you.
We need to be willing to dig a little deeper when we get that feeling that something's a little off here. No abuser or dangerous person is going to openly act in their—
Thank you. Oh, this video credit goes out to Dark Hearts with Stacy. Dark Hearts with Stacy Lee. That's who this video credit goes out to, right? But she's absolutely correct. Absolutely 100% correct. I'm sorry to say, women, you know, I had to sip my little drink, my little ginger ale. I'll make sure I say ginger ale for people who's not used to my channel, and I'm talking about ginger ale. I'm sorry to say, women, being that we tried the vetting, we've been lied to, we thought these are good men, and turn around, there was overt narcissists. Or even if he's a bad guy, I'm sorry that we are left with these kids, right? But guess what? We are the ones stuck. How they say? Stuck with the kids. We have to start thinking better. We have to, you know, it's okay. Go get the IUD. Use some type of control, right? Use some type of control. Some birth and control. You may want to get back to the dating stage or the marriage stage. There's no point in any part of relationship where you are safe, right? When the mask fall off, the mask fall off. But the point that I'm saying is your life changes, right? Your life is no longer your life, right? I understand we have to work. The kids have to eat. But this is why you have to take these things in consideration when you're out with these men. I don't care what fairy tale you have in your head, but reality is you might be stuck with that kid and you want to meet other people. These are the people you bringing into your child's life. Even this man sat up there and used the church to get women, right? Isn't that oh, baby, yeah, I'm a minister at the church. Oh, wow, he's such a good man. He better than the rest of them. He's a minister at the church and he worked with the youth. Yeah, baby, here's my number. She got so blinded. Women could get so blinded by little things that they don't sit back and observe nothing. I don't care what they say. Observe their behavior. I don't care whom it is. Anytime he does stuff, but like, oh, I'm sorry, up, got to go. Women don't learn how to bounce, right? Even in the church. Remember, it's not even just dating. It's just leaving people around your kids. I don't care if it's your own family member. That doesn't mean they're the right person to keep your kid. Right? It's really hard to find somebody who's going to do right by your kids. That is like you really have to like really pray or do a lot of discernment. to a lot of, let me watch, you need to be watching that person for a while. But we're so stressed out that we avoid the red flags. And because we stressed out and bills got to get paid, kids got to get eat, they need clothes, that we go past the red flags because we have to do what we have to do as moms. This happened with dads too. Some men, you know, they sit up there and they get with these women and they think that these women supposed to love their kids. That's an absolute not. She loves you. Your kid is not always part of the package. So when you see these videos and these men say, I don't want women with kids, thank them for being honest. Because think about all the other men who are not honest. Think of all the other men who is not honest. How many men see you and there's you a good looking woman? Sorry, your kid is not part of the package. But he's going to make you think that because he want a piece of you. And God forbid if you're good at what you do, right? God forbid if you're good at what you do, he going to want to hang around. But that doesn't mean your kid is part of the package. And if he's a narcissistic man, his job is to do turmoil through the whole house. His job is to mess up the whole entire house. You, the kids, and everybody else. So some of you women really need to think about this. You may have to raise your kids alone. Yeah, you may have to be alone. Yeah, I know you want love. Yeah, I should be able to find. No, sometimes, sorry. You gave that up. Your job is to preach to the younger youth. Show them these videos. Show them the things that can happen. Teach them to protect themselves, right? A lot of these men are taking, I got videos that's coming up too. I'm going to be playing that probably later on tonight. They're taking you women out. They don't want, they're not, listen, women, let these men keep their money. If you could get your child support, but if that man cuckoo-luckoo, let him keep his money. Keep it. He can't he's going to take the money from the child. They're going to be at them strip clubs and taking the next woman out, spending that child's money on everything else. But because he does not have access to you anymore, he cut off access to the child. That is nothing new. That is nothing new at all. Nothing new. This has been going on forever. When are we going to start teaching the kids different? When are we going to start teaching the youth differently? Y'all don't like the red pill? Good. Watch them anyway. How are you able to protect yourself without watching the red pill and the manosphere? Don't pay attention to the mammies, the men lovers who's telling you all about these good men they don't know nothing about. The black woman do this and the black don't listen to them. They don't have a list of good men for you. They have imaginary men because men love it so much. They got these imaginary men that they think that they know. So to talk about the woman, we're going to bring up this man I have no knowledge of. None. Just like looking at this man right here, right? Of course, the mammies, oh, he's such a good man. He's such a good man. Could they see him? But they don't know him. And for you men, you have these, stop bringing these kids around these women. They want you and they want a family for themselves. They figure if you left that, so that means your kid is left too. They may not tell you that, but they don't care about your kid. They want to start their own family. They want to start their own family. I've seen a video where it's not a video, but you know how they ask you dumb questions? And they was like, well, I'm the wife, and the man's daughter is having a birthday party, and I'm not invited to the party, so my husband can't go. That tells you right there. And everybody, yep, the wife first. No, wife ain't first. Child is first. Number one, the child ain't asked to be here. But if you're going, you can't, you broke the order. You broke the order. The order is now broken. There is no more the wife comes before. The wife, no. The wife probably will come before their child, but his child was here first. So that child comes before you, wife. The order was broken. But being that the woman keep thinking, oh, he going over there. Why would you want to sit up in the next woman's house with her family, a place that your uncle, you know you don't want to. You don't want to be the odd man out. That's why you wasn't invited. Instead of telling that man, go on and have a good time. Enjoy your time with your daughter. That man gonna call. We got cell phones. He could call you. And then right then and there, if things was for to move forward, maybe that mother, you and the mother could get to know each other. Then maybe you could get invited to future parties, or maybe do parties together. But anytime somebody tell you, well, and people in the chat are ridiculous. You want a man to not go to his child's party because you feel you come first. No, that child came first. The child was here. The child was here before you. There's some evil people out here. Ignorance and jealousy is a very dangerous drug. It's beyond. Because these men figure, oh, wow, shoot, I got this woman. I ain't got to put in time with my kid. This woman going to do it. And that woman in her mind like, no, I'm not. Right? No, I'm not. It ain't my kid. Now, you got a lot of more women who, you know, they'll be nice to the kid, but then you got beef with the mother. Why? Have how she feel, let her feel. You ain't even got a reason to be around her until y'all get to know one another. But people love turmoil. People love turmoil. People think they got the rights to people. Everybody got rights but children, right? Everybody got rights but children. And it's sad to say, more on the woman's behalf, you're going to have to take a chance and you're going to have to be alone until your child get a certain age. Sorry to tell you. I'm sorry that one night or that relationship, I'm sorry it did not go well. But you cannot, if you want to date, then you need to learn every red flag that there is and learn how to bounce really quick. Your child life depends on it. You don't need to date Until you love yourself, you sure about yourself, you know about red flags, you got to know what you're getting yourself into. It ain't about you anymore. It's about that child. So anytime a man say, I don't want to date a woman with kids, thank him. He is honest. I do not get mad. Why would I get mad if a man says, I don't want to date no woman with kids? Thank you for saying that. Matter of fact, at least that they are honest. But everybody be blasting them. I'm like, why are you blasting them? They got that right. Even the thing what they say behind it ain't right, but it's good to know. It's good to know. And it's a shame that this man sits up here and he used the church to make women think he's a good man. That's what they do. That's what they do. And then he'll let the women that he would see him with the younger kids, because he's with the youth committee, right? Oh my God, he's such a good man. And look at him around the kids. But people say he get mad. Red flag. Church did nothing. The church did absolutely nothing. I have a headache over this. I really have a headache. But let's go.
Be abusive in public. That is why we must learn to see red flags, and we must learn to pay attention to red flags. We need to be willing to dig a little deeper when we get that feeling that something's a little off here. No abuser or dangerous person is going to openly act in their perverse manner around other normal adults. But there will be red flags, and it's up to us to watch for those red flags and watch for the signs. This or church members for what eventually happens. But I am saying that obviously people saw some red flags. People saw that Ernest had some anger issues, and nobody stepped in. And that is what we've got to do better on. Ernest Love, known for being a womanizer, then decided, well, if I keep meeting these women on the streets or, out in public and bringing them to church, I'm never going to overcome this reputation. So what does he do? Well, like all good con men, he adapts. He changes his method of operation when he sees that the one he's using is not effective. Ernest decides to start dating women within the church, and he specifically starts to date this woman who was already a member. Ernest meets Charlene Safour, who was also a longtime member at Amazing Church. Charlene is a beautiful woman with a gorgeous little 6-year-old boy named Chance Crawford. Charlene worked at St. Joseph's Hospital, and she often worked the night shift. As you can see from these photos, Charlene loved her son Chance and provided him with birthday parties and new school clothes and made sure that he was well taken care of. Chance's father is a man named Vance Crawford. He is pictured here with his son. You can see how adorable Chance is, and it appears that he is much loved and doted on. I couldn't find much information on Vance and Charlene's relationship, whether or not they were co-parenting amicably, but we do know that they were not together as a couple. As Charlene and Ernest grew closer, she would leave Chance with Ernest for Ernest to babysit and help out. Like I said, Ernest was a barber. I had a hard time verifying his place of employment, but there were several articles that had this photo attached, Hidden Beauty Salon. So I'm pretty sure this is where Ernest worked. It looks like he had a large group of friends at the barbershop. And from everything I was able to gather, the place was pretty popular. All the photos look like it's busy all the time. And Ernest made decent money there. Well, just a few days ago, Charlene dropped Chance off at Ernest's barbershop so Ernest could watch the little boy after school because Charlene had to work the night shift at the hospital. Charlene drives Chance to Ernest's place around 6:30 in the evening and left him there. Charlene says Ernest had become a trusted person in her son's life, that he had helped him with fears that he had. Ernest Ernest had tried to boost the little boy's confidence, teaching him how to play ball and things like that, talking to him about the world. And I guess the little boy had some things he was scared of. Ernest would try to talk him through those things. And he would send Snapchat videos to Charlene, showing him and Chance interacting to show, he was working with the boy and that he cared for him. Well, when Charlene drove away, she had no idea that the next few hours of her little boy's life, this is where it's going to get bad. At some point in the evening, Ernest took Chance to a park near the barber shop. As they were playing, Chance had an accident. He wet his pants. Now, I'm going to go into this because I think this is a big deal and something we've got to talk about. Kids get playing, especially at a park or somewhere that has a lot of distractions. And sometimes they just forget to go to the bathroom. They literally forget. They get so busy playing. And also, a lot of kids have FOMO, fear of missing out, and they don't want to stop playing and go to the bathroom. That is really common. And before you know it, they peed their pants. It just happens. It is not a big deal. I wish I could go back and tell my 18-year-old self that when I was potty training my oldest daughter, because I would get mad about things that I shouldn't get mad about. I mean, hell, the mistakes that I made. I will never forget when John and Patsy Ramsey were interviewed after JonBenét's murder. And the reporter brought up the theory that Patsy beat JonBenet because JonBenet had had an accident. And Patsy looked at the reporter with disgust and said, "I have survived stage 4 cervical cancer. You think I care about a kid wetting the bed?" And that was such a genuine and convincing answer to me. She was annoyed and just found the question to be so ridiculous. She was offended. Those of us who have kids, we are used to kids having accidents. It is not a big deal. But I'm going to say something very blunt. Other people's kids having accidents, we don't want to deal with that. My nieces and nephews, sure. But this is where I think we've got an issue. Other people do not love your children like you love your children. I was very lucky to get a man like Jason who treats our kids the way he does. He never hesitated. He treats our kids like he is their biological father. He never tried to replace their father, but he loves those kids like he's their biological father. I cannot tell you how many times I have had people come up to us in public and say, "Oh, what a beautiful family." And, "Oh, what cute kids you two have." They don't know that Jason is not the kid's dad. I mean, he looks a little like them and, he acts like their dad. Disciplining them? No, I always had to do that. Jason never wanted to overstep their dad's boundaries. He has a very specific relationship with them. But it is a very rare thing to find someone who is going to love your kids as much as you love them. And when little kids are throwing up and peeing and doing gross things, it's easy for other people to get annoyed. This is what I want to talk about. I am not blaming people who have to use babysitters. I used babysitters. What I am saying, had love for her son, most likely because this man is a con artist and probably a narcissist. Yep. People like him are very good at making those around them believe whatever they want them to believe. We live among monsters, my friends. We do. And that's why talking about these issues is so important. Yep. This guy on the outside looked like a decent guy, and he is not a decent guy. And what he does next, this poor baby.
These are definitely giving perfection.
Try to get off the Wi-Fi. This is why I say it and say it time and time again. Stop listening to these people that say women need to learn how to vet better, right? Not when you taking me to church. Everybody think you're a helper. Everybody going, "Oh, he's such a good man. You working with the kids. And you got all these people vouching for you. And you've been there for 10 years. and you've been going there for 10 years, or depending on how many years when he brought whomever girl there. Here go these people. That's why I don't like people who go, oh, he's such a nice guy. Now you could say, to my knowledge, he's a nice guy, or from when I okay, tell it, Jackie. Tell it, Jack. But oh yeah, guys, if you have not hit that like, take this time out and hit that like. And if you ain't subscribed, take this time out and hit that subscribe. I gotta go on a music break because this just gives me a headache. This hurts my heart. It hurts my heart. It hurts my heart. It hurts my heart. You thought I was a fool, but now you see angels beside me. I'm blessed, can't you see? Underestimating me was a great mistake. I rise up strong, no fear, I won't break. I stand on love, principles, integrity, positivity flowing through my veins. Can't you see? I don't match your energy, don't measure up to me. I rise above, shining bright for all to see. I may bend, but I won't fall, I won't break. Through the storms, I'll stand strong, no mistake. I keep my head held high, I won't let it shake. I'll fight the battles, never let my spirit break. I walk my path with determination in my stride. I walk my path with the flow and flow the tide. Keep my focus, never let my dreams subside. With every challenge faced, I grow stronger inside. I stand on love. Ooh, child. Let's keep getting this story on.
It's very angry that Chase has had an accident and he drags him from the park back to the barbershop. I'm going to be careful with the words I use here, even though this has been discussed on the news over and over.
Yeah,
oof, boy.
I get it.
You
girl,
guys
I
often request cases that have to do with things like this, and I just don't cover them because
exactly
I can't handle it. But we got to talk about it. Ernest takes a piece of raw lumber,
Ooh,
like an unfinished board,
Mm-mm-mm.
and he begins to beat Chance with it. He beats Chance until his buttocks are open and bleeding, and there are pieces of flesh missing. Chance's face was beaten, his head, his torso, and his legs. Sorry, I don't want to go into much more detail. I don't think I can go into much more detail.
I know,
but I will tell you that the beating was so severe that there were multiple injuries the boy could have died from. I feel sick right now. This piece of human garbage, Ernest, allegedly then takes a bottle of hydrogen peroxide and pours it into the open wounds. Then he instructed this little boy to start doing sit-ups and push-ups and jumping jacks.
Oh my gosh.
So now the child is exercising with these open bleeding wounds. Ernest forced Chase to continue until he collapsed. Did Ernest call 911? Of course not. Did he summon an ambulance? No, he did not. He tried to wake the little boy, but he could not. So he eventually drove Chance to the emergency room at Children's Hospital of Orange County, arriving at 1 a.m. in the morning on Saturday. I'm going to read you the statement from the prosecutor about what was discovered at the hospital. Doctors at CHOC discovered that much of Chance's flesh was missing from his buttocks, leaving raw gaping wounds along with subdural hematoma, extreme brain swelling, and other injuries consistent with violent shaking. I'm going to tell you guys something I maybe shouldn't say. I know we can't have two completely different justice systems. I understand that. But maybe it's time for a new category of justice. Maybe it's time to create a different category for people like Ernest Love.
Oh,
give him his trial, give him his day in court. But when he is found guilty, because who in the hell else could have done this? Maybe the punishment is that he gets the same treatment he put the child through, but he gets it once a month for the duration of his sentence. That shit that's going on in San Francisco right now, gangs of thieves have basically taken over that absolutely gorgeous city and have ruined it. Now they're shooting people in broad daylight. Did you hear about that the other day? Maybe put the National Guard in the streets. And when someone is seen shooting at a tourist or robbing a store, thought should be looked at as what it is. Trying things we have not tried before, innovative things, different things, because what we are doing now is not working, and it hasn't worked in a very, very long time. Maybe that needs to be met with violence for a time. When a man does something horrific to a child, maybe that man needs his ass beat. I'm just saying, nothing ever gets accomplished with war, but one-on-one.
No, see, that's the problem, right? That's the problem. Even if you put them in jail, right, after a while, just like Nature Nut, right? They get over what they went through when they walked up in there or whatever. Then after a while, they again become the abuser again, right? Remember, they are the abuser. And then when they go into jail, they get abused. And then as time go by, now they become the abuser again to the newer ones that's coming in, right? I know I get what she's saying, and we want a lot of things to happen to them, but sometimes just put away from other people is good enough. But that is not where my problem is at. My problem is the excuses that we make for these people that do these horrendous things, right? That's where my problem lies. Oh, Nature Boy done a lot of things, but he shouldn't be. What? He shouldn't be in jail. This is where the problem is at. This man go to church. Yeah, he done a lot of things, but as soon as you put that but there, you put somebody's life in danger, or you're putting future people's lives in danger once you add the but. There is no but. These are the things that they have done. These are the things they are capable of. Who is to say that they are going? Who's to say they're going to change? You're not in their mind to know if they're going to change their life. How they say, you got to cut them off at the knees, baby. Yes, Jack. The but is giving excuses for this behavior, and you're jeopardizing future lives. Oh, free this one. Free if somebody in jail, free this one, free that one. This is crazy. Now I could see if I'm not talking about petty crimes. I'm talking about horrendous crimes, right? I ain't talking about robbing and stealing. At least we don't watch our pocketbooks and stuff. And it's crazy that if you know somebody go into jail for being a thief, people will always watch their stuff, right? But they're going there for being abusive and stuff like that. They don't take that into consideration. They figure it ain't gonna happen to me, right? Oh, let's give them a chance. Maybe they'll stop. But when it comes down to a thief, once you know it's a thief, you're gonna always put your pocketbook away. You're gonna make sure stuff is not around. if it's an abusive person, you let them around kids, right? You don't tell nobody, hey, this person is abusive. That can really take somebody's life. But if it's a regular, girl, you better watch your pocketbook. You better watch this or you better watch that. They got sticky fingers. But when it comes down to somebody that's truly narcissistic, and all of them people sat up in there and they became flying monkeys, they thought it was okay. They thought it was okay. Can y'all stop? Coco, take a nap. I didn't call it. I said, take a nap. Get out of here.
And sometimes it can be effective. I am just so sick and tired of kids suffering at the hands of horrible adults. I am so sick of it. The doctors call Chance's mother, who rushes to the hospital, and so does the pastor of Amazing Church and his wife. All of these people gather around Chance's hospital bed. I want to play you some of the things the pastor of this church has had to say, because I think he's very genuine in what he's saying. And I also think he is a good reminder that people like Ernest create a ripple effect. They affect so many other people with these horrible acts.
Hello, welcome to Casa Bonita. Anyone's parents divorced?
The grieving mother of the 6-year-old boy beaten to death with a piece of lumber is speaking exclusively to ABC 7. Her son's babysitter, Ernest Love, is charged with murder and torture. Orange County reporter David Gonzalez has the heartbreaking story.
I was genuinely blindsided. I trusted him with my son.
Charlene Sefour's heart is crushed, knowing the person she believed would take care of her son, Chance Crawford, instead caused him unimaginable pain.
He died a brutal death. It was brutal. He did not deserve to go out that way.
You did that, man. See that? There's going to be a lot of stuff you're scared of, but it don't matter. You got to push through it.
Okay. Now, you see, I wanted you guys to see that. You see that? You did it, man. That's what he did to make people think that he was a good guy, right? That could only be done if, look at the smile the young boy has, right? That can only use, not all the time, but that usually be done when the father is not in the life, right? That's why he made videos of him showing him this is why you need a man in a child's life, right? See, this is why. Let me send her this video, right? So she could see this is why you need a man in your son's life. Because remember, everybody tells him everything. So remember, this is alleged. I don't know nothing. But if the father is not in the life, of course I'm gonna send you a video like this. So what? So you can get comfortable. So you can get comfortable and say, yes, I am so glad this man at this church. We got this man at this church, right? We got a real man at the church who's going to help us, right? He cares about the kids. This is what kids need in their lives. Mother, stop it. Stop it beforehand. Stop it beforehand. A mother, she wouldn't know. He kept the kids before, right? He sends the mother the video. This is not the first video. He sends her every time we take the little boy out, or other kids too. He shows like he's a good man. Because the father doesn't tell him these things. There's a lot of kids, a lot of grown kids. Fathers never told them that. Never said to their kids, hey, good job. You need to do this. You need to, they've never said it. So mothers be searching for it. I'm sorry, you just won't hear it. You're gonna hear it from me, right? You just won't hear it from a man. Or I'm gonna say the same thing, right? You're gonna just hear it from me, right? Oh, sorry. But I'm not gonna endanger your life so you can hear this from another man. So I don't know what to tell you, right? You got that right, Jack. But I wanted you to see this is what the mother thought was keeping her son.
He died a brutal death. It was brutal. He did not deserve to go out that way.
You did that, man. See that? There's gonna be a lot of stuff you're scared of, but it don't matter. You gotta push through it.
See?
Okay.
This is one of the many videos Ernest Lamar Love sent to Chance's mom anytime he babysat.
He came in my son's life just as a male figure.
Mm-hmm.
He taught him things. He helped him overcome certain fears that my son had.
So you thought.
But on August 30th, Sephora's life began to crumble after she dropped Chance off at Love's barbershop in Placentia before heading off to work at St. Joseph's Hospital. Later that night, Love called to tell her he was rushing Chance to the hospital.
He did tell me that he was doing jumping jacks. He had him working out and he fell and hit his head. And that's what's hard for me, because I believed him when he told me.
Prosecutors say Love had beat the 6-year-old with a piece of lumber for wetting his pants at a park, then poured hydrogen peroxide on the open wounds and forced him to exercise until he collapsed.
How could you do this to a child? Like, it doesn't warrant what happened.
Love, who went by Azariah, was part of Amazing Church in Lake Elsinore as a minister and prophet.
He did the right things. He helped people move.
He did the right things. He helped people move, right? No, I'm sorry, Pastor. I'm sorry, Pastor. No. We're gonna stop giving y'all passes too. I'm not giving you no pass neither. How did he do the right thing? You should have said, we thought he was doing the right thing. That would be the best thing to say. Everything you got to say about that man is an assumption. Because as you see, he was a narcissistic, allegedly narcissistic, abusive freaking man. And he's sitting up there. You want to cry now. You let that man stay in there 10 years with a racket. And then because you see the man bringing all these women in the church. Ain't nobody said nothing. Let a woman keep bringing a different man in the church. You'll blast her so quick in front of everybody. You may not say her name, but you will blast women every damn Sunday. You see a man bringing different women in the church, and that doesn't give you a clue what type of man he is. Y'all want to turn blind eye now, right? Everybody say bring a bunch of women up in there. And this is the man. It didn't show you, hey, this man not for real. You supposed to be the pastor. It doesn't show you this man not for real. This man don't take God seriously. And this man also has a record of beating up a spouse and another child. And he's bringing all these women up in here. I would say, God, take them. Like, God, hey, Lord, God, I can't do your job. I can't do your job for you, Lord. You gonna have to deal with them, Lord. But I got to save the flock. I got to save the flock. I wish anybody in that church ever say something. I wish they would say something. I wish they would. I just pray. Oh, Lord.
You know, he helped give advice, like he's, help people, start businesses.
But he had been suspended from his roles due to inappropriate behavior with women. They never suspected he would be capable of doing what he's accused of.
We poured so much into him and he failed us. He failed us. He failed.
No, you didn't use discernment. You gave him the promotion to work with kids. You failed, Pastor. You failed.
Faith, he failed us. He failed Charlene.
Most importantly, they say he failed Chance.
I want justice for my son because he did not deserve that.
Devastated, shocked, didn't know what to think.
He had socks on and he was doing jumping jacks and he fell and hit his head. When I got there, you could see the bulging on the side of his face.
Now I'm trying to get to the part where hopefully I find the right one. And I got to check her out. But this is Dark Hearts with Stacy, right? This Dark Hearts with Stacy. She did, oh my God, she did very good commentary. Very, very good commentary. Please don't strike us because I would like to keep saying he's deflecting, trying to put all the blame on the man. Exactly. I'm trying to find the one, maybe short when it's a lady that in there that was talking, right? It's a lady in there that was talking. All right. Let's see if this is the one. Oh, I should go call my cat, not the dog. The dog be getting on my nerves. I need my cat to come sit on my come here, cat. Come on over here. I'm tired. I'm so sick of these stories. I'm so sick of these stories. I'm so sick of men protecting men. I'm so sick of men I'm not protecting no woman. Okay? I don't care. I'm not protecting no woman for the sake of the womanhood. I would never. If you're a terrible woman, you're a terrible woman. I'm not protecting no woman for the sisterhood. Or just to prove that because I dislike men so much that I'm going to let what women do slide just so I can have an argument that men ain't no good. I would never turn a blind eye because you're a woman and let you do things and know that you do things. See, it's the difference between men and women. Now, if you want to be out there and be what they call 304, that is your business. That ain't none of my business. You ain't hurting nobody. If you want to give yourself up, go on. Do you? That's none of my business. But if I see her harming kids, I would never protect her. I would never turn a blind eye. Just so I can prove a point, just to say men are this and men are that. But men do that. Men do that. They turn a blind eye. You're a pastor. Everybody say he got women coming in and out the church. But you turn a blind eye. You know he ain't serving God, right? And then you take him, you demoted him. You keep demoting him, but you end up demoting him to be with children? Where they do that at? Sometimes you gotta let God do his job. God, do your job. I can't deal with him. That's for you. That would be for you, Lord. But let's go. We almost finished, guys. We are almost finished. But hopefully I can find the one, but the lady was talking, right? Because she didn't want to show her face. Hopefully this is it.
In the Cerritos Park, where Chance Crawford celebrated his 5th birthday, there is a growing memorial today. His dad tells KTLA Chance was a happy child.
Chance was like a bright kid, just very outgoing, smart, funny, and just love just talking about just a whole bunch of things.
But today
there is no anger. I don't know how somebody's supposed to sound, but remember this is only a couple of weeks ago, right? This is like 2 weeks ago. There's no anger. There's no anger. I mean, I don't know. Maybe well, there's no anger that the next man, what this man did to your son. I ain't got no time to be talking, That's, please don't tell me that's masculinity. No, it's not. No, it's not. That man know that he didn't do his job. He didn't do his job. And I showed you guys earlier in the look in that man's face. He knew it. I'm telling you, that man is sitting up there saying to himself, if I would have been in that boy's life a little bit more, the next man could not teach my son nothing. The next man should not show my son how to overcome stuff. Right? Maybe she could have called, if not him, called somebody in his family to babysit while she went to work. There's so many ways that things could be done the right way. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
There are disturbing new details after investigators say Chance was killed by an abusive babysitter. 41-year-old Ernest Lamar Love, now charged with murder, torture, and child abuse. And KTLA has confirmed Love does have a previous criminal record. Back in 2016, he was charged with corporal injury on a child. He was found not guilty of that, but was found guilty of child abuse and endangerment, corporal injury on a spouse, and disorderly conduct. Now charged with killing little Chance.
Love is accused of being a first grader with a piece of lumber and then pouring hydrogen peroxide on his open wounds before making him do push-ups, sit-ups, and jumping jacks.
Amazing Church in Lake Elsinore. A church leader says Love was suspended from the church because of inappropriate relationships with women. A former church member who wants to remain anonymous tells me the alleged killer was part of the children's ministry and he had an anger issue.
I know he was kind of stern from what I noticed, and he was also, he would get angry about different things. But I never really seen him take it out on the kids.
Chance's mother says she once considered Love a friend and she trusted him with her child. Love is being held without bail.
He's a monster. He's a monster. I'm sorry. He deserved whatever it is that God gives him. I'm going to let God handle him.
So that suspect, Lamar Love, has made his first court appearance. Again, no bail in the case. If he's convicted, he could face life in prison without parole. Live in News Center, I'm Sandra Mitchell. Rick and Cher.
A life in prison? Shoot. Oh, I can't. I don't think I done said enough. I mean, I ain't showing no more. That's what I mean. I ain't showing. I'm not showing no more. It's more, but I think we got the main thing. The main thing is the church knew. The church did nothing about it. No. I am disgusted. Like I said, when the woman that he was with, his spouse, meaning he was married before, when she said, hey, I'm getting beat up, church did nothing. Oh, we forgive. Instead of saying this man got a violent streak, right? This man may be a little bit violent here. Then people said in church, oh, he get mad as because remember, it's hard to keep the mask on. So little parts of, they slip here and there, right? They slip here and there. People just don't catch it, right? Now, if you have God dang it, stop it. if you have no record of your knowledge, and he's not known, if you didn't see all them things, and some people just like hot tempered or something, and you could talk to them, that could be true. But if you see somebody, if you say, oh yeah, he does get mad and does get this, and he got a record, instead of saying, hey, this man got anger issues, right? You may not have to say he's a narc. That's not your job to say, because you don't know, and none of us are doctors. You would think that you would take better care of your flock. You would think that you would not have him around children. You would think that you would put him in the man's ministry, right? You would think that you would have him away from women and children. His record states that he hurt women and children, right? Oh gosh, I can't. He has a record that states he hit women and kids. Dollar. But you put him around women and kids. I can't. I cannot. You would think that you would keep him around the men's ministry. You would think that you would probably send him to some shelters or something and help the poor. You would think that you would keep him around men, right? You would think that you would have him talk to men. No, you're going to put him around women and kids. And his record, he just had a record that states that he beat his wife. That's, as we see, that's public. And a child injury. Okay, and where you put him? Right back around women and kids. Have mercy. All right, guys, I'm going to be back. I just wanted to cover this story. And, rest in peace, Chance. And you didn't fully get a chance in life. But again, this video is to remember you, Chance, because you did not deserve this. You didn't deserve this. So I don't want to end talking about him. We want to end about you. You was put in a situation where it was wolves in sheep's clothing. You did not deserve that, Chance. You did not deserve to be brutally attacked like that, right? We don't even know if Chance even PP'd on himself, right? We don't know. We have no idea. This man has a problem. So we don't know. We don't know if he's been wanting to do something to Chance. Because he's an abuser, allegedly. He's an abuser. We don't know. We don't know if he was doing stuff to Chance little by little, but nobody didn't say nothing. We don't know. I just pray that we start waking up. Women, start waking up. Stop getting mad about everything these men say and listen to what they're saying. If they say they don't like black women, then leave them alone. We don't have to prove nothing. If they say they want only women of submission, if you don't submit, leave them alone. Leave them alone. They're not going after the mammies. They don't want the mammies. Because the mammies is too easy. It's too easy. We don't know. This is beyond sick, Mimi. And I'm going to say the same thing to good men out there also. Don't think because you have a girlfriend, don't think she likes your child. Do not think she really cares about your kid because she's a woman. And you assume she has femininity and you assume that she's feminine and she's a nurturer. No. Mm-mm. Protect your kids. If your kids don't like that woman, stop saying, well, that's my wife. Your kids don't like that woman for a reason. You better figure it out. Even if you got to leave that woman. Same way they would tell a woman, you better leave that man. Well, the same rule apply to you. Because you can't go by the law. You can't go by the steps no more. The man, woman, child, and the wife come first. No, you broke that. When you left the baby mama, when you left your first baby mama, that first baby always come first. Because that's the first child here. Everything comes after. And then if you have a second child, third child, the children, at that point, the children come first. I don't care if you're married. I don't care if you and her have a family. That child was here first. So that child needs has to be fulfilled. And if you have to leave your wife for that child, then that's what you do. The same rule apply both ways. A lot of children are messed up because we want to choose everybody but them. We want to choose everybody but them. We only got them for a good 16 years. 16 to 18 years we have them. That's it. How many of you were struggling with your kid and turn around, they taller than you, they looking down at you because now you short? You ain't got that much time. Give them their time. They will be grown before you know it. Do right by them. And if anybody you with can't understand that, that is on them. If they don't want to understand that you want to get along with your baby mother or baby father, then do not be with them. I don't care. If you and your ex is close, so what? If you wanted to be with them, you'll still be with them. And if you're gonna, you can't stop a woman or a man if they want to go backwards. You can't stop it. If they want to go backwards, they're gonna go backwards. But if they, for some reason, they decided, hey, we are better apart, and they made that decision, but they did not really leave on bad terms. They just don't want to be. Guess what? They don't want to be together, but they didn't leave on bad terms. So they want to raise their child in a happy environment. You need to join the happy environment. Don't cause problems. You worry about the baby daddy so much. That's the child's father. You worry about the baby mama so much. That's that child's mother. So not only do you accept the child, you accept the parent too. Because guess what? The parent is 50% of them. So even if you have my child has 50% of me in them. So you're going to have to deal with me anyway, because 50% of my child is in me, right? 50% of my child is in me. And if you're dealing with the other way around, you may not want that man around, but 50% of that man is in that child. Which means they love their other 50%. You need to be careful because you're talking about 50% of that child. And if you don't want to deal with the other 50% of that child, do not deal with the parent. You don't come first. Can it work? Heck yes. when you understand these things. Just like I seen it, I'm going to get off. I got like 6 minutes. I seen the video, one of these little another dumb thing. So the lady's mad because the child graduated from high school. So he wants to take the child on a trip. So she's mad because he's not going to take her son. And everybody, well, you got to take both. No, he does not. If he's there with your child and he's good to your child, let him have that time with his kid alone. Sometimes it just needs to be just you and your kid. It ain't got nothing to do about, that you don't do that to a child. We ain't talking about food. It ain't like I'm feeding my child and not feeding yours. My son just graduated from high school. I want to just be with my child, have a man-to-man, talk to him. How about when your kid graduate, then when he do the same thing with yours? But we make everything a problem. We so selfish as people, we make everything a damn problem. Sometimes things is okay. It's okay. You know what? Go have a good time. Because I consider your son mine too. And I love your son the same way you love my son. Go on and have a good time. But I guess that's too hard to say, right? So which means you really don't love my kid the way you want me to love yours. You want me to do everything for yours, but when it come down for me doing something for mine, it's a problem. Let me get out of here. But guys, I'm going to see you guys later. And don't forget, tune in because Jackie has an interview coming up. She has an interview coming up. I already have one with her, so I really don't have to share it. But we're going to definitely be there. We're going to definitely be there to support her. I'm going to put it when they go live. I'm going to put it on my community page. And you guys come in and you support my sister Jackie and support her interview because she is an author. And we are going to definitely be there to have Jackie's back.
In the land of real, there's a love that's true. Sugar love is her name, spreading sweetness too. Her voice like velvet, smooth as a summer breeze. A podcast, a soundtrack to everybody's feast. Sugar love, she's the queen of soul. Ooh, yeah. A podcast, a place where the stories unfold. Ooh, yeah. News and entertainment with a touch so sweet. She's the heartbeat of the community's beat. She brings the news with flavor like a cup of hot tea. Uncovering stories, bringing light to what we see. With her infectious laughter, she uplifts every soul. Sugar love, she's the one who makes us feel whole.